All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 586 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. Not much on the Georgia Southern front still. I mean, I want to really get an extensive in Georgia Southern. I know we had some pretty good commitments the other day, and I really want to get into that sometime down the road. But it was only a couple, so I want to make it a kind of a collective recruitment class type of thing because we got some commits that just happened this week. So I want to talk about that sometime down the road. But that's good news because the two guys that they committed they're looking really good. I will say that. Then we're going to get back to these Atlanta Falcons because this NFL season for the Falcons fan base should be a really good one. You should be excited about it. We're going to talk about the OTAs, the first day, and why I think this is a totally different situation. This OTAs hit way much different than the ones I've seen in the past. And we're going to get all the way into that. Before I get started, Carmelo Anthony just retired from the NBA, and great career that he had. Unfortunately, he did not win an NBA title, but I still think he's a phenomenal player. Great career. I'm wearing this college jersey and just to give him a salute. So that's pretty awesome. So he's on to a different phase of his life. Pretty dope. If this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And I want to thank you guys once again, man. I mean, you guys have been great with the support. I can't thank you guys enough. You can find me on Twitter at VFBaller. I'm also I have a website. It was firstandframerates.com. You can go check out the website over there, and you can subscribe to all of the avenues you want to as far as the podcast go, and you can support me through the podcast. Through the website. Sorry, through the website. So hopefully you guys check all that out. Let's get into this. Now, on AtlantaFalcons.com, I always go there at least once a day or once every other day. And, today was the first day of OTAs, and it had it was like a trailer, or it was like a montage of everything that happened throughout the whole situation with the OTAs today. And what I noticed in this OTAs is not anything that I can necessarily say that's, just normal. It's something about these OTAs where collectively the energy just felt different. The way the players that was actually responding to each other, the way things were going with every clip that I've seen. And I don't know if this is a situation where they just pulled out all the clips from that looked good, but you just saw that the vibe was just different. Calais Campbell was there, all the guys that you pretty much saw throughout free agency was there, and they were making plays. You saw Drake London, you saw Scotty Miller, you saw Mac Hollis, you saw these guys out there actually pursuing and doing things. You saw some of the defensive guys, Mike Hughes, they were out there. Even Logan Woodside had a pretty good throw. It's just really good to see these guys actually starting to put in work, and you starting to see what Coach Arthur Smith is trying to put together with this team. It's a very small sample size, and it's the first day of OTAs, and I'm going to sit here and say like, oh, this is the way things are going to be going forward, because you just don't know how things may change. But from what I've seen, it just looks like this is going to be a reason to really be excited. It's going to be excited for this upcoming season. You saw the rookie practices they had a week or so before, and they did really good there. The rookies showed out. They showed what they can do, and you saw some of the undrafted free agents that they brought in, and some of those undrafted free agents was actually out there for the OTAs, and they made some plays. It's really it really feels good, to be honest with you. It feels good to see these guys actually coming together. We're starting to see all the things that we saw on paper that are basically, transactions, free agents moves, and all the things under that umbrella. You're starting to see those guys actually come together and put some things on the field. I want this to be something that's just that builds into something that could be, long term. We've had our ups and downs from the 2010s, the 2012 to 2016 season. We've had our ups and downs. At some point, we it feels like we should be able to uh turn that around and make things happen for this franchise. We were so close. And it looks like what Coach Arthur Smith and company are doing, it looks like they're trying to get back to that and beyond. Now, when I look at the NFC, and I'm going to touch on this briefly, when it comes to the NFC, I don't see much there that can hold us back to going far in the NFC. And I'm going to be honest with you. With Aaron Rodgers moving on to the AFC, and you still got the Eagles, don't get me wrong, but that's just one team. You got to understand there are 6 teams, or I think it's 7 teams now that make the playoffs in each conference. So, with all the moves that we made with the Falcons, I mean, why wouldn't we be able to do that? You know what I mean? I just don't see where we won't be able to be one of those 7 teams. We were so close last season, and all the moves that we made look like on paper we'll be able to get there. But to watch these guys and how they react to each other on the first day of OTAs, it really started to show. It gave us a glimmer. It gave us a little small window of what this Falcons team can do. Now, I know there's still question marks at the quarterback position. There's still question marks at, how certain things are going to be in the secondary. You can make a case. There could be a question mark with the pass protection because we're going to pass the ball more. But I feel like with what Arthur Smith has done, I mean, you got to understand, he made something out of nothing for the past 2 seasons. There was no business that we should have been 7-10. And I don't think a lot of people really want to admit that, hey, this team was a lot better than, we want to give them credit for. I ain't gonna say they were better than we give them credit for. They've done more than what we give them credit for. We thought this team was not going to be anywhere near 7 wins. In some cases, some people had us at 1-15 or 1-16, or however you want to call it, 2-15. But for us to win 7 games with what we had, look, I think this team I think we can get at least 3 or 4 more wins with the roster that we have now. And when you look at the schedule is actually pretty friendly to us. So with all that being said, and watching the moves that we've made, this is a really good look for this. It's a really good look for this franchise. And I know there's a lot of people who are burned about what happened in the past. Some people don't believe in Desmond Ridder. I get it. Yeah, everybody's not going to be on board. I mean, that's insane if you think that everybody's going to be on board and be able to actually be 100% behind any player on any team. I mean, I know there are some people, even though that they made it to the Super Bowl, there's some Philadelphia Eagle fans that's not all in on Jalen Hurts. And I know that sounds crazy, but believe it or not, you have some fans out there that aren't. They probably feel like he was one of the reasons why they lost the Super Bowl because he fumbled. So the thing is every team has this. Some a little more extreme than not, but you just have to understand that that's just the way it's going to be. Some of these people are just going to be that way. And it's all right. But if you're a fan of football, if you're a fan of the Falcons and you see what you saw in this OTAs clip and you saw what this team is being, how well they're being put together, it's really hard to deny what's going on here. It really is. And if you are denying it, there's really just basic bias. Because I like what I see here. I know there's problems with every team. I know there's a problem with our team. Like I said earlier, I as much as all the moves that we've done, there's still a question mark with Desmond Ridder. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I think he's going to be that guy. I think he's in a good position to be that guy. You put all that talent around him, and he fails, yeah, I mean, that's 100% on him. But then again, at the same time, when you're looking at what this team is made up and you see how they're working well together on the first day of OTAs, Coach Arthur Smith is starting to show this team show us what type of team he wants in his image. And I'm not gonna lie, I really like what I see. I really, really like what I see. It's not what I've seen in the past. It's not what I've seen in the other OTAs. It's not what I've seen in other off-season practices. This one hit different. This one feels like there's much more meat on this bone. There's much more here. Last time we saw OTAs, the first time we saw OTAs, we was wondering about how Kyle Pitts is going to do in OTAs, saw how well he performed. There's the second year, you start to see, well, what the pass rush going to look like with Ebikete, what Drake London's going to look like. You know what I'm saying? What Desmond Ridder, not Bijan Robinson, but Tyler Algier, what he's going to look like. Now you look at this, it seems like they're putting something together where everybody is going to be looked at in a different, not in a different light, but in the same light. Like this entire team is going to be looked at compared to just what an individual was looking like. And that's what you want when you get a team together and put a team together. You want them to be a team. I don't want to be looking at, oh, well, what Bijan Robinson is going to do. No, like the rest of this team actually looks pretty good. I'm not going to say it's not that many deficiencies across the board, because there's some, but there's not enough to make you think like, all right, they can't do nothing. Oh, we're just going to run them off. Oh, this is another 7-10 season. Maybe it will be, but it doesn't look like it the way this is built. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is a really good look. I want to see more of this. I can't wait to go at the Flowery Branch to watch some of this, because I will try to make it to Flowery Branch. I need to see this in action, because the highlights of on this video is awesome. I'll put the link down in the description if you want to see what this look like. If you haven't already, I will give you guys the insight of that. It's on AtlantaFalcons.com. You can go check that out. I am going to get up out of here, and hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you think. Am I tripping once again? I mean, how did it feel for you if you watched this video? If you watched it already, you back here, let me know what you think about it. I mean, these guys are looking great. I really feel that. I really feel that they're looking great, and I want to see these guys get better. Every OTA, every practice, every part of training camp, every part of preseason. I want to see these guys get better. I really do, because I think we need a better look when it comes to Falcons football. And every year is a better year to get. Every year is a different year to get better, regardless of who's on the field. And they look like they're moving in that direction. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Hopefully you guys check me out over there. Please support. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to get up out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.